We think the world of selling businesses needs to change. We need to move away from the world of business brokers and M&A advisors that only focus on the transaction, just get the deal done at any and all costs, and focus on a true holistic advisory service. Now, this includes the legal, the tax, and the retirement planning. So now, no one person's an expert on all these things, but your deal advisor needs to know enough to coordinate between your attorney, your accountant, and your wealth advisor, and have the ability to make sure that they are given the tools that they need to do the best job possible for you, and also to evaluate those advisors and maybe make a suggestion that you've possibly outgrown your advisors. We see this happen in most instances in the wealth management side, where someone starts out with maybe just a friend from high school or college, but as your business grows and you reach time for a transaction, it's quite possible you graduate to a level where you need just a higher level of advisor. So in addition to helping people sell businesses, we also have a very active business partnering with individuals as they buy businesses. So through that, we're one of the most active buyers in the country. So we see just about everything out there. And through this world, we really see that most sellers are not maximizing their after-tax proceeds from their sales. Now, most of the time, advisors just aren't included at all. Other times we see the advisors, like we said, this is kind of outside of their world, and maybe the business owner has outgrown them, or they just don't have a lot of deal experience. For example, we bought a trucking company. In that instance, the CPA was acting as the business broker, but since the CPA's expertise was more in just kind of preparing taxes, not doing deals, this is one of the first transactions they'd done, that seller would have really benefited from an F reorganization, could have really reduced taxes. That's even in the accountant's world, but it's not what that accountant does day to day. Doing transactions isn't what they do day to day. So that cost that seller a lot of money in taxes by not doing that. In fact, they would have saved about $300,000 in taxes, and it only costs about $5,000 to do that F reorg. And most of the time, sellers don't coordinate with their wealth advisors, which can make a huge impact on planning for retirement and making sure everything's set up and labeled correctly for that next part of your life. We did a $5.5 million deal not that long ago where their advisor was somewhat involved in the deal, but because they typically work with a lower end clientele, that advisor just put the proceeds in an annuity, which to me is just crazy. That's not really the best way to invest large pools of money. That's something you typically see at a much smaller price point wealth level than you would see for someone that just sold a $5.5 million business. So in that one, the business owner, they just outgrew their advisor's abilities. And this is how we can make a difference. So not only coordinating with your team, hopefully your team is there, they're the right people. We want to work with them. We want to keep the people that you know and trust in place. But when they were working outside of their area of expertise, then we can bring in some supplements. So we can supplement your accountant by bringing in our tax attorney to come in and do things like the F reorgs. So we want to keep them in place. We don't want to undermine them, but we want to coordinate and work with them. And we think doing that can add a lot of value and put more money in your pocket. So if you have any questions about selling a business, leave them in the comments. If you're ready to sell your business or start prepping your business for sale, send us a message.